today. Got a little bit of a cloudy day today start, but it's going to be a good day. We got a lot of special people here today. We got a good turnout of all the cars that's here, and a lot of good activities going on, and we just want to welcome you out and come on around and enjoy the day and hang out and see all the beautiful cars and get a chance to experience the Jelly Belly wheel standing stagecoach from Ed Jones and the nice show he puts on. So enjoy yourself, come and have a good time, and we'll see you at the end of the day.
Scholarship recipients for the UVU Automotive Scholarship. We have 3 of them. They're here tonight. If we could get Cameron Olson to come forward. Cameron's not here? Okay. Okay, Mackenzie Neal. Mackenzie's here. And then also Abby Cree. I mean, how cool is it having 2 women in an automotive scholarship? That's great. Let's give them a hand. Okay, Abra is a franchise collision repair facility that is nationwide, and they have a facility, I believe there's a couple in Salt Lake, there's one in American Fork. They sponsored a scholarship. They came to this event last year and called us and said, we would like to sponsor a scholarship for a student. AJ Simpkins is the Abra scholarship recipient. He's a first-year collision repair student. He's going into second year, and then are you going beyond that? Okay, custom and street rod, so Chris Bogus will have him. Were you guys aware that we have a custom and street rod shop here at UVU? I mean, we have a great program. Chris Bogus is a member of the Hot Rod Hall of Fame. He's the instructor. I mean, give him a sheet of metal, he'll build a car, okay? I've seen him do it, so. And AJ's going to go into that program, so congratulations, AJ. Okay, Austin Nielsen. Okay, Asset, NS, and Iwata. This is Bill Williams. He owns Willie's Garage. And Austin is the recipient of that scholarship. And congratulations to him for that. Give him a hand. Okay, those are our scholarship recipients. Let's give them all a big hand because they need that boost to get through school here. And we appreciate those people that have contributed to that. This event tonight and tomorrow, everything that we can garner and earn for that goes to the scholarship recipients.
Hi, I'm Mustang Doug Lichty. They call me Mustang Doug. That's what I've known as. I've owned 400 Mustangs, but I'm here representing NUMOA, the Northern Utah Mustang Owners Association. We promised them a good showing here, and even with the weather, we've been able to get 35 cars from our club. So the club likes to support the community, support the love of the Mustang, help increase the hobby, and help people enjoy their cars and make the world a better place, hopefully. But yeah, we have a club meeting once a month. We have an event once a month, an activity or whatever. We do drag racing, road racing. We do barbecues with other clubs. We raise money every year for charities. The UVU Car Show raises money for scholarships, and we've given money to Primary Children's and other charities, and for the homeless and that as a club we do that. So we promote the love of the automobile, but also love of community and people, and we're all good friends, love to get together and race together and polish and wax together and eat together and all that. It's a good time.
How many members?
We have 150 members, and they're all pretty active. Like, we get 80 members per club meeting every month.
around classic cars. Yeah, how
What
we
we got
doing?
today?
Well, we're just here again at the show, doing what we always do. Trying to make people happy and make them laugh. And smile.
What cars did you bring?
Well, we brought our Shelby collection. This year we've got an 08 Barrett Jackson 1 of 100 Shelbys. We've got a 06 Hertz Shelby. We've got a 67 GT 500. We've got a 68 convertible, a GT 500 KR, which is a pretty rare car. And we've got a 69 GT 350. So in all, we've got 6 Shelbys. And then I've got this little Cobra here on the side that we're helping Weber State put together as a school project. It's sitting here about half, maybe 2/3 done. It's a driving, running chassis. The body's not quite done, but it'll be here next year, totally done in all of its glory.
So what do you think about this show?
Well, I think it's going to rain today. Other than that, I think it's probably one of the premier shows in the state of Utah. They do a great job on this show. It generates a lot of income for the school, and it makes a lot of people happy.
Thank you.
Now, what else do you need to know? What else can we tell you?
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I'm just a fairly short timer. I'm about 58 years into it all. We'll be here again next year, if good Lord willing.
Dwayne Ashmead. I brought 2 cars today. One is a 1920 Dodge Brothers Speedster, which is this yellow car, and the other is a 1925 Kissel Speedster, which is this cream and green car.
Well, tell me a little bit about them.
Well, the Dodge Brothers Speedster is literally a race car. It's supercharged. It was a purpose-built car built for racing. It can achieve speeds in excess of 100 miles an hour, which is really kind of scary considering tires and brakes and so on. This car I found out in the field. It was as I said, it was a purpose-built car built for racing. It was in pieces. It was offered to me for sale, and I looked at it and said, I don't want it. It's just too much work. I mean, it's a one-off car, I know, but I just don't want it. But then I started to look at it closer, and I saw the supercharger still bolted to the block, and that's on the other side. But I thought, well, maybe I do want it. And then I looked in another box, and I found all of the gauges still there. I said, yeah, I guess I do want it. So I bought it, but it took me 2.5 years to put it back together. It was a very difficult project. The Kissel Speedster was a sports car. For the rich and the famous. Tiny Gould had one. Amelia Earhart drove a Kissel. As I say, the rich and the famous drove them. They were very expensive and very desirable, but not very many produced because of the cost. You could buy a Ford for $200, $250 brand new. The Kissel cost $3,200, and put it into today's money, that's about a $350,000 automobile. Kissel, I found it in a barn. It was in really sad shape. The rear deck was missing. The fenders had fallen off. The top was in tatters. The seat was home to mice, and of course it didn't run. And as I pulled it out, my father was with me. He was still alive then. And as I pulled it out, he walked around it and he said, "You actually paid good money for that piece of junk." But when I started to restore it, he was down to the shop every day to see the progress. When the car was finished and ready to be shown in competition, the first show was in Detroit, and he and my mother flew to Detroit just to see me get the trophy.
On behalf of the Collision Repair Department and the Automotive Department, and we also have our Dean here. Dean Savoy, come on up. Come on up. Dean Savoy is here, and he knew about this, and I think you'd like to say a few things also about this giveaway.
So we're very proud as a university to be able to participate in this, and as a college and as an automotive department, we're very excited to be able to award this man to you. We hope it'll be something that's beneficial to you for a long time to come. So thank you very much for being here today.
Anything you'd like to say, Jenny?
Oh, well, I'm just so grateful. This is going to be awesome. My other van has almost 200,000 miles on it. It's living on borrowed time, and this will be so nice to have something reliable to get to school and work and run kids around, and I'm just so excited and so grateful.
Jenny, we hope you enjoy this. We know you've been going to school at UVU for a year or so at least, 3 years, and you're trying to finish up your Master's of BFA, and so we hope this will help you in your last year. So congratulations, here are the keys, and there's the title. It's got a full tank of gas, and so you're good to go. You're good to go. Thank you.
We love to fire the old car up, make some noise, and shoot some flames out of the back, make it smell like jelly bellies, and just have a good time. And then we got some goodies that we're going to give away after we do the fire up, and we're just going to have a great time. How long you been doing this?
Well, Wendy and I started 39 years ago, this June.
Now come on, you don't look 39. Wendy doesn't look 39, you do.
We were 6 years old. No. And then we started with stagecoach, then we built the fire truck later, and we traveled all over the country. Now, all over parts of the United States, quite a few parts of the United States, a lot of parts of Canada. We've been up a lot of different parts of Canada, and we went to Japan 4 times.
When we do the wheelies and that, it's not the normal thing to see on a car anyway, because the front end jumps up on the air about 6 feet, drags on those titanium pads, and we go down the track over 100 miles an hour on 2 wheels. 100 miles an hour on 2 wheels, and you just open straight when you go up and straight when you come down. I just closed my eyes and scared me to death. Yeah, I'll bet you did. Where did you learn to drive like this? Well, you know what? When they put the freeway through up there in Moab. Oh, you said that you. I wasn't going to tell where you were. That's okay. Everybody knows I'm from Moab. Well, not everybody, but anyway. I want to ask you where you learned to drive like this. Actually, down the main street in Moab. No, seriously, a friend of mine was a farmer, and they turned all of the land back to the farmers. And so my good friend Reed Smith up there, he had this beautiful stretch of asphalt. Well, one is middle of nowhere, right about his backyard, and so he let me go out there anytime I wanted to and practice out there, and that's how I learned how to drive it.
sweet chocolate, chocolate smalls, candy, gumdrops, anything you want.
And here we come to the candy man. Oh, the candy man can. The candy man can, but he makes it love and makes the world taste good. Who can take the rainbow? Who can take the rainbow? Wrap it in a sigh.
I'm John Osler. We're representing Smart Parts out of Orem, one of my sponsors, and we should be here all day, and we're going to sign autographs. The driver will be here in a couple hours. We'll do an autograph session for an hour on the race car. So been pretty fun. Should be a good show. We keep the weather out. So
All right, tell us a little bit about your scholarship.
what do you race this? We race this in Delta, Vernal, Price, and Rock Springs, Wyoming.
What kind of race is it?
It's dirt track racing in a circle. So pretty fun. My oldest boy drives, and it's fun to watch him.
What do you say to the kids that do?
I've been racing like this and doing this stuff for about 30 years now. I probably ought to grow up and get out of it, but I'm here.
Want to start now?
Yeah. So,
okay.
I'm a kid at heart, I guess.
My name is Vernon Stout, and I started an association called Freedom Vehicles Association. What we do is we promote patriotism through using old military vehicles and equipment to try to help young people understand that freedom is not free. And so we've collected a lot of vehicles and equipment and trucks, and we go and display it at places like the UVU Auto Expo, as well as at schools and other types of events to help teach and educate young people. So today we have a 1962 ambulance and a 1968 Deuce and a Half, which is an M35, and a 51 M37, which is a weapons carrier. Those, the ambulance and the weapons carrier, actually were in the Vietnam War. We've identified and proven that they were both in the war. And then finally over there we've got a 5-ton, which is a 6-wheel drive truck that is a 1991 BMY. Yeah, so that one was an M35 troop carrier or cargo truck, and so we're letting any kids or anything that want to get inside it and check it out.
Yeah, I'm Will Lipson, and this is my 1918 World War I staff car. And me and my son have spent the last 10 years, we're in the process of restoring it. And we just thought, everybody sees all the finished cars and they don't know that you have to start out with something a little rough and then you finish it, like the fenders here. This is a Dodge Brothers, and like right now it's easier to work on the car if you don't have an engine in the way.
I'll say.
It's sitting in the garage, but now we can stand inside here and have the fender bolted on the car and then shape it to the car, because these fenders, when you start welding on them, they distort. So this way we can distort it back to the distorted car. But yeah, we figure by next summer we'll drive it here. Nice. I drove 20 miles in that 23 Dodge to get here, and we came here at 35 miles an hour, came down Redwood Road, and then next summer we're planning on driving down Redwood Road at 35 miles an hour. I've just put modern Jeep seats with seat belts for safety. But yeah. And reliable.
Is this a Dodge also? Or?
This one is a Dodge also. This is not a Chrysler. This is made by John and Horace Dodge. And that's all original except for the coil. And 37 horsepower, cruises at 35, and gets me about 16 to 19 miles to the gallon. And that one will get about 30 miles to the gallon because it weighs 600 pounds less than my truck with the same engine.
Wow. Well, that's a lot of work. You've done really well.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Wow.
There it is. I'm ready to go.
John Egbert.
Is that right?
My son and I rebuilt this. We restored it. The Jeep was used in Tunisia during Operation Torch during World War II, so it's a combat Jeep. And it was shot up by Erwin Rommel, and then it was sent back to the States, set in Texas for 60-some years, and then we purchased it and then totally restored it. This Jeep is one of 5 total restorations of a 1942 Willys MB Jeep left in the world. One's at the Smithsonian. Here's the other. But every nut, bolt, everything is 1942. It was a father and son project.
How long?
Took us 2.5 years. Some of the parts we bought through museums. We bought a lot of parts through Switzerland, England, Belgium, places where that we actually left Jeeps sitting around. People have them in their yards, so you call them up and they'll sell you the part, so they take it off and mail it to you. So that's how we know everything is from 1942, because it came off of the old Jeeps that were left behind.
Totally authentic. Huh?
Yep, completely authentic, and this huge 85 horsepower motor.
Oh yeah.
Now he doesn't even know. Like if he saw me and you, he
doesn't even know who he
It's not very
nice.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, he.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
another year of the UVU Auto Expo. We want to appreciate everybody that attended. We thank you very much for coming out and supporting us and supporting our kids and helping with the scholarship program that we have. We want to thank all our vendors, sponsors, and especially the car people for coming out and supporting us. Thank you so very much, and we'll see you next May.
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
If it's a Rockford, like Power Series 2. I got you.
in anything that we do. So we do the weeds and that. It's not a normal thing to see in our car anyway. The front end jumps up on the air about 6 feet. Drags on those titanium pads and go on the track over 100 miles an hour. 100 miles an hour at 2 wheels and you can go straight when you up, straight when you get down. That is so nice. Now this is where
John Somerville, and this little white and gold Cobra 2 back here is mine. I picked up that car about 25 years ago when I was just off a LDS mission and drove that car for a lot of years, and finally decided that it was time to restore it back to its glory days. I put a 351 Windsor in it. It's slightly warmed over with a cam, headers, intake, Keith Black pistons. And it's just under 400 horsepower, and it does really well.
Their information together. We'll spend a little time on.
But really enjoy it. Call it the Lost Pony, or you know, Mustang 2s kind of get a bad rap because they didn't have horsepower, so I made sure this one did.
Butch Eckhoff is my wife Kathy, and this is a 2005 Mustang GT, and got it brand new in November of 2004. And it's a one-of-one car. It's badged as a V6, and it's actually a GT. And we love the car, show it a lot. We really enjoy it.
How many shows have you been to?
Oh, over my lifetime, I've probably been to 1,000 easy. But this one hasn't been to a lot of shows. It's because I kind of keep it put away so I don't get messed up too bad, but I had to get it out once in a while to get it out.
Hello there, 4-speed Frank Harvey. I made it down here to Spanish Fork from Fruit Heights. Raining most of the way. It stopped raining about Provo. We had a good ride down, so car run well. A few places you could do 100, and that was right through Provo. No traffic there.
Well, tell me about your car. Where did you get it?
I got this out of Logan at the cruise in up in Logan, and I got it about 15 years ago. And I did some trick stuff on it. It's more or less just a little fun car.
You drive it a lot?
Quite a bit. Been on Route 66, been to Jackson several times, Jackson Hole. Drive it all over the place.
Well, this car's in good shape then, huh?
Oh yeah. Needs gas and water and oil, that's all it needs. And a driver.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for listening to my lies.
I'm Coach Robert Red Miles, and this is my lovely wife Peggy. And I'll let her tell you about our car.
I was in Portland, Oregon last September, and I came across it at Portable Classic Cars, and I fell in love with it, and I didn't tell my husband. I just drove it. I just told him that a big package was going to arrive in Salt Lake City, and when he saw it come off the truck, he says, "It's Super Coupe Buick." He says, "What wife does that?" And I said, "I do." And I got it because I do. It's like 50s.
This is going to be our new fun right here. Car shows.
Is this your first one?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So you're going tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
And what do you like best about this?
It's like driving a boat.
It's like driving a boat, but more importantly, it has all the original parts, even all the way down to the felt that covers the wires. And the horn sounds like a tugboat. So
We get a lot of attention.
especially with the original owners in the back seat.
Yeah, tell me, how did those come down?
Well, she came up with the idea that because it was around Halloween that we were going to take it out for the first time, and she came up with the idea, let's put the original owners in the back seat, and they're back there with their dog.
And they've stayed ever since.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my name's George Baker. That's a 1961 Corvette. It's all original. It's been restored. It has a 270 horse dual quad engine and a 4-speed transmission, and I've owned it over 25 years. And it's been rained on, and I didn't even wash it tonight. It just is going for the ride.
So this is a driver then? You're
Yeah.
driving this.
Well, it's a nice driver. Yep.
What do you like about it most?
Oh, it's just a sweet ride. Sweet ride and a classic car. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Nathan Bodden. This is my son, Creed Bodden. I have another son that's not here, Draven. We all three got this in November of last year. It was a rusted out original truck. We pulled it completely apart, put it on a brand new triangulated frame with independent suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes, and put in a 350 fuel injected automatic with air conditioning and power steering and brakes, all new gauges. Went around and put new wood in. It was all hand-built wood. It wasn't from a kit. And just added the tire on. But everything else we tried to restore back to the original, the way it was. Yeah.
So this is just like rebuilt on a
The
brand
only
new
thing
everything.
that's old is the VIN number. Yeah, and some of the pieces of metal. It's got a whole new floor welded underneath, new columns, all new fenders. Well, they're the old fenders. We just fixed all the rust.
You guys have all the skills to do that, huh?
We do now. It took some time, but we redid the rear end. We brought up the bumper instead of having the old lower one. We raised it up, made new lights and a different license plate holder. The interior's not quite done yet, but it's got bucket seats out of a new Chevy pickup, and then all new digital gauges and floor automatic system, so it looks like an old 4-speed. But yeah, that's
nice job.
Kind of what we've done.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, I'm Don West, and we have a 1960 Chevy Bel Air. It's a 2-owner. We bought it from the original owner's family just last year in 2014. We had a few issues, and we worked on those. We got some rust, so Utah salt removed from it, and got a nice paint job on it. My son Dave and I, we worked on it to get some of the mechanical stuff up and running. And we had different people help us out on the things that were made it look nicer, like the white wall tires from Lloyd Thornton over at Taysom Tire, and Paul, the mechanic over there. Anyway, we've been filming this show for 12 years now, and we finally decided that we should have a car to put in the show ourselves, and so this is our first year putting it in. There you go, on to drive. I am now.
Okay, it's a 1949 Chev 5-window pickup.
Who are you?
I'm Kim Tomlinson. We started this project about 9 years ago. It took us 8 years to complete it. I've done most of the work myself. I had a guy come help me do the finish on the body work. And also I had Andy paint this truck down at Triple R. The wood in the bed's from Hawaii. It's called koa wood. We went on a vacation out there and seen some little trinkets made out of koa wood, and I liked that wood and got set up with a guy that would cut it up and send it to me. So he cut up a bunch of wood for me raw and sent it over on a rowboat. It seems like it took about 3 months to get here. And then we planed it down and finished it.
Why did you pick this truck?
I always liked this truck. It wasn't that I had one or anything. I just liked the body style, the 5-window especially.
Where did you find it?
It was down in California. We went on vacation down in California seeing my wife's stepmom. And we seen this truck down there off the side of the road. And I told her stepbrother about it, and he says, well, let's go see if they'll sell it. And I says, no, it'll be just like everybody else. They're gonna save it for their kid, or they're gonna rebuild it. And, we went over and talked to him, and he says, we gotta sell it, because if we don't, the county's gonna come haul it off and crush it. So we bought the truck from him and brought it home and went to work on it.
You had good timing on that, huh?
On that one, yeah. That don't happen very often, especially for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Lacey McAfee 5. This truck belonged to my dad, Steve McAfee. He's passed away, so now we get to have fun with it. It's a 65 GMC. And originally it was the color of the dash, the red, orangish red. But he decided he wanted to make it a rat rod. About 10 years ago, the rat rods were kind of becoming a trend. And so that's, he had a brand new paint job on it to make it look old. And it's got the pinstriping and the white wheel tires. And it's a lot of fun.
So what are you gonna do with it? Have fun?
It's what I have left of my dad, so we just take it out and have fun with it and remember him. We don't get too serious about it. We go and get ice cream cones and put it in the car shows, and we don't care if people touch it. We like to have fun with it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Ron Meeson. It's a 36 Ford 2-door sedan.
It's had how many colors?
4. Gray, yellow, black, now orange.
I remember seeing you cruise down by Utah Lake one year with that.
Yeah, I've had it 17 years. This guy sold it to me right here.
Terry sold it to you?
17. About all there is to it.
Tell me about the hood.
It got bored one winter and got to cut and torch. Made me a hood. Didn't have one.
I'm Jerry Gardner. I'm from Springville, Utah, and this is a 1965 Volkswagen dune buggy. The fiberglass body is called a Moab buggy, and I've had it for the past 15 years, and just drive it every day, daily driver.
In good weather or bad?
Good and bad. Muddier the better.
All right.
Yep.
You have some other cars too, don't you?
I've got a 55 Chevy big back window pickup. I've got a couple of 68 Cougars. I got a large collection of cars. I'm a call-aholic.
Got a 1999 Pontiac Trans Am. We purchased it already done a year ago. It's the artwork is done by a gentleman called named Mike Lavallee from New York. He's an amazing artist. It's been completely rebuilt. It's a little bit too hot for me to drive, but it's a fun car. We've enjoyed having it, but I don't know that we're going to keep it very long. It's a troublemaker, I think.
And your car?
And then my car is a little Thunderbird, which is a lot of fun to drive. That one I'm keeping for a while. I enjoy that one.
It's good to see you again this year.
Yeah. What's got going here?
Just trying to support the Doug Smith cruise now. It's gone through Danny Menhalt, Fred Barber, and stuff. The weather changed, which helped a little bit, and then hopefully they'll have a big show tomorrow.